besides that, there's other situations that happen because Joey was with them for a while, bro.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, he
hell
was
yeah.
with them for a while. So, you know, when the thing about it is when you're a band, you're like a family, bro.
Right.
You're gonna have one of our members is in trouble. Let's try to help him out if we can. If we
Yeah.
can't, pues ni modo, you know. Hey, sea lo que pase, man. We'll have to move on forward from wherever we stay or we stand. But now he's with Macizo, and they're a bunch of great guys, man.
Right,
And we
and-
wish him the best. You know, and who knows? I mean, maybe one day they will come back together and Joey will jam with Siggno.
The
and,
reunion or something.
yeah, dude, because, you know, sometimes, you know, life, you know, you need to, like, kind
Yeah.
of, you know, just throw things in the back burner and whatever happened.
It's like you were saying earlier, man. One day you're here and then the next day you're gone, man.
Yeah.
So, you know, man,
Yeah.
you just got to let shit fucking roll, man.
Yeah.
Let
Now,
it ride.
something that I really want to do, and I want to ask all my fans, ¿verdad? I want to ask all my fans to contact Joe Lopez and tell him if he'd be willing to come on hashtag PVT and have an awesome interview. He's paid his debt to society. And sometimes I wonder, because I started seeing Facebook, you
Right,
know, it's
right.
popping up, Joe
Yeah,
Lopez.
yeah.
And I thought to myself, in what way is he creating any revenue for himself, man? Financially. I mean, you know what? He can't perform
Why is that?
because there's certain restrictions to parole, dude. I mean, you can't. I'm not saying. I mean, don't quote me as this is a fact, but usually when somebody's on parole,
There's certain things, venues
you
can't.
You got to ask for permission to get out of the freaking county.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
You
you're
got to
right.
get permission to just perform somewhere. You can't be where there's alcohol
Right.
sometimes. His label is Monterrey Music. He can't go to Mexico to perform, you know.
Right.
So right now, what I think he's dedicating himself to is to trying to get the music streamed, and then maybe he can get a few, you know, a few pennies out of that, because there's really not a lot of money in that, you know. And so I think, and I saw a picture of Joe, and he looked really overweight, man.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, somebody took one of those stalker kind of pictures
Yeah.
when he was eating at Luby's. And, you know, sea lo que sea, lo que hizo Joe, whatever, como quiera me dio lástima cuando lo vi, bro, because I kind of think to myself, you know, what kind of stress is he going through? Because he's, you know, he's at an age where, man, he doesn't have that much time to reinvigorate or
man.
restart his career or
No
anything like
kidding,
that.
man.
But I'd really love to have him on the show porque sea lo que sea, pasó lo que pasó, Joe has contributed an amazing amount
man.
to this industry. And, you know, I want to make sure that a lot of people realize where he comes from, how he was growing up. You know how I do my interviews, bro.
Yeah, man.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
I
yeah,
start
yeah,
from
yeah.
their kids, bro.
Right.
You know,
Joey Jams with the buckets.
Yeah, and I could just imagine he has an amazing story, dude.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I really honestly think that it might even help him, kind of like
That would be
get
great.
away from the stigma that he's built or that he's created from what happened, you know.
Right, and that you know that shit sucks though, because that stigma, man, that sticks.
Pues sí, pero you know, a lot of people like, okay, he did what he did, but he did pay his debt to society.
He did.
For some people, that's not enough because there is a victim involved, right? Also, as well, and we have to have compassion for the victim as well. But you know, it's something that happened, and you know, I'd still like to hear his story, even if if he says, "Hey, I don't want to dwell on that. There's legal stuff or whatever." That's not really what I'm interested in. You know, I'm not interested in la sopa de lo que pasó. Is
Right.
it true? Is it not true? Or what happened or whatever? I
como un
really
little
want to
bio,
know.
como un little
Dude, I
bio.
want to know his story, dude.
Yeah,
you
man.
know what
Where
I
he
mean?
come from?
Cuando cantó con los Fabulosos Cuatro, cuando empezó
Simón.
con Jimmy, bro, y
Todo
cuando
ese jale.
comenzaron el grupo. I mean, in the 80s, those guys were huge, bro.
Rock stars, bro. Rock
Yeah.
stars, man.
Y pues, I know that, Jimmy's death really had a major impact on him también, man. I saw him on a interview on the news locally here. And I'd also like to, talk to him about that as well, man, because him and Jimmy go back a long ways.
There is a lot of pain behind Joe Lopez's eyes. Since being released, he hoped to reconnect with Jimmy Gonzalez. Now he knows that that day will never come.
It hurts. It hurts. It really hurts. We were born the same day, same month, same year, and I was born at 9 in the morning, and he was born at 9:30, and we grew up together.
Joe Lopez was recently released after more than a decade behind bars. He hoped to reconnect, but a reunion that will come later.
You should never go to bed angry with anybody, and if you love somebody and he's not with you, give him a call or do something, and make it a point to show them how much you love them. And Jimmy and I were like one. Give my condolences to all his family, and sorry about this, and may God keep him in heaven, and one day we'll see each other again.
And to be able to sustain a life, because you don't understand, Raza, in the big national rock scene and music scene, people go on tour for a year and then they take 2 years off. En la onda tejana, that's constant touring. Todos los weekends, 365 days a year, 52 weekends a year. They're on the road and they're away from their families and they're working. And then they made all this money, And what happened to it? Well, obviously Joe had all the legal stuff he had to deal with. Jimmy, he didn't really leave too much for his kids, as well. They're struggling a bit and they're trying to, they're keeping the Forever Jimmy G thing going, and, which is awesome.
Of course.
But I think Joe Lopez would be a great interview, and if you message him, tell him, hey, que se venga pa PVT. Dile que mande un message y pues and I'll try to get a hold of him también. A ver qué podemos hacer.
Déjate caer, Joe. Déjate caer.
Yeah.
Come and hang out. Come and hang out.
Es todo.
#PVT.
Sústame one time.
Puro Pore, papá.
Ow!